There is a part of you that has been trying to be digestible for others for way too long. My love, if you are finding this video, it is finding you right on time, and probably when you're going through a massive awakening in your life. I'm getting this really strong message that you, throughout your life, have been the type of person that has either been told you're too much of something, whether that be emotional or too sensitive or too available, whatever it is. Like, there's been a huge projection upon you that you've been too much throughout your life. And so you've been learning subconsciously through others that you have, or you've been, this is weird wording, you've been learning subconsciously, but this isn't really what you were meant to be learning, but you were learning through others' actions and others' experiences of how they were receiving you in moments of grandiosity where you were like your full being, and in those moments others weren't receiving you, and so they would put a projection upon you that it was too much. But as you were younger, you didn't understand that it was a projection. You didn't understand that what these people were projecting upon you was actually their own unavailability to see themselves in such a grand sight. And this has been happening throughout your entire life. So subconsciously, you were learning that if you were your full self, if you opened your full self up, if you showed everything, or you just walked in your light, that people would shy away. You were taught that people would try to pull you down, that people wouldn't be able to receive you. And this almost created an insecurity within you, which made you desire to feel seen, desire to feel needed. And the reason that this message is coming through is because you're right now in a massive awakening of realizing that it's not about how they're going to perceive you or experience you, but that by shining all of your light, you're giving them the opportunity to see that it's possible for them to have that light too. Lighthouses are significant. You're a lighthouse, and everyone else is looking at you, seeing this bright light, but they almost like they can't move on without you being the light that you are, but you don't realize that because you're the light. You just turn your light towards them and you see them fully, and that can scare people, right? Maybe you've been told you're really intimidating throughout your life. Maybe you've been told that people just like, when they first meet you, almost they have these, I don't know if adverse is the right word, but like they have these immediate reactions where they're almost like, you know, like they almost like run away from you, like they're almost like afraid, or they like pull back because you see all of them. And I don't think many people get to feel seen. I don't think many people get to feel heard, and you have that ability naturally. Okay? This message is coming through because through this awakening that's happening right now, I think for the first time in your life, you have almost like lost the desire to need to feel seen by others. And maybe it's been a slow roll for you, or maybe it's been like a really long time coming, but you have hit this point where you just like, it almost gives you the ick is what I'm getting. Like when, like the feeling of wanting someone else to love you, that gives you the ick. Because what you actually desire now is to love yourself. And you know how to. Or you're learning at this current time. That's this awakening. This huge awakening has to do with you learning to love and see back into yourself. Oh, that was a lot of energy. There's a really strong message here of like, maybe when you eye gaze with yourself, you see, I don't even know how to explain this. It's like a depth like nothing you've ever experienced in your entire life. It's like, in the moments that you're looking back into yourself, you're realizing how vast you are. You're realizing that there isn't a single other soul like you. And you're really feeling it when you give yourself that energy of seeing yourself the way that you always wanted people to see you. And this awakening, this like the sight that you're giving yourself of yourself, words, wow, is probably the most beautiful thing you've ever felt in your whole life. And it's one of the most profound experiences you've ever had in your entire life too. And it almost, this is so funny, I think that you've done a lot of things in your life. I guess it's not funny, it's just interesting when I channel, sorry. I say those things because I'm like, whoa, 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 and then in my head I'm like, that's crazy. So, oh, where was I going? Talking about you, the vastness of yourself. Man, okay, let's get back to the channeled message and then maybe that will come back through again. But there's this like amazing, vast beauty that you're experiencing with yourself, right? And it's like nothing you've ever experienced in your entire life before, and that's this awakening. And this awakening that's coming into your reality is that proof, and almost like the beginning of this message is that tie that it's no longer time for you to make yourself digestible for others. Throughout your life, you may have even like tried to, I'm hearing dumb it down. Maybe you're really, really intellectual, or maybe you're just like, you know more than a lot of people, or maybe you even just like feel more than a lot of people. And so when people try to connect with you, you almost dumb it down to their level. Oh, I'm getting this really cool analogy right now. Okay, so let's say you have a kid or you have a child around you. Here's the thing about children. For the first 7 years of their life, they're in a deep hypnotic trance and they are soaking up everything they possibly can to learn. So they witness so that they can try, right? And all the energies and frequencies around them in those 7 years are being sucked in, and like almost they're learning to replicate those frequencies and send them back outwards. And, oh, hold on. And so what happens when you're like the mother or the person talking to a child, you don't want to dumb it down for them. If you want your child to be intellectual, you don't say like, oh yeah, honey, it's so pretty. Like you don't give the weird dumb voices. You don't talk to them like they're younger than they are. Their soul is an indefinite energy source, right? And so if you want your child, this is actually like, there's studies on this, you guys. This is a whole thing. If you want your child to be really intelligent, you talk to them like they are the same as you. You create this equality of energy and you give full sentences, and then you allow them the opportunity to ask, right? You allow them the opportunity to level up. And so this message that's coming through is that it's time to stop treating people like children. It's time to stop making yourself digestible and trying to feed parts of you to people when you're a whole fucking like feast. You know what I mean? Like you're so much more than that, and by feeding them little tiny pieces, you're not giving them the opportunity, you're not giving them the compassion and kindness and goodness to elevate their intellectual abilities through communicating with you. The angels, the angels are so present right now. They just came in very strongly. It is time for you to stop doing that. You need to stop treating people like children. It's time for you to give them the opportunity to hold all of you. And the beings that aren't meant to hold all of you, they're gonna leave. They're not gonna be around because they haven't allowed themselves to hold all of themselves yet. They haven't experienced a vastness within themselves yet. They need to do that to be around you because you are a gift. That's the quickest word that came to my brain. They wanted to say something so much more profound, but you are like, you're just rare. Like you're a rarity, and people need to rise to the level of rarities in order to be in the same room as you. And so what you're going to recognize is as you're continuing to move through this, as you're making yourself less digestible, yeah, that's the right word, as you're finally allowing yourself to be all of you in a room, people that have seen themselves too are going to find you. I guess this is almost a message of like your tribe is coming. Your tribe is coming. This is crazy. Oh, this is a good message. I'm like giddy. Your tribe is coming for you. And they can only find you because they radiate at the same frequency of being a rarity. And you need to allow yourself to be the full rarity that you are for them to see you. You get what I'm saying? And the best part about this is that it's not like you're gonna be trying for them to see you. What's happening is that you're raising that vibrancy. Sometimes it goes so fast. You're raising that vibrancy to a level of self where you continue to see more and more and more of yourself, and that radiates out of you. It's literally the frequency of authenticity, and it's the most powerful frequency on this planet, okay? The most powerful. There are studies done about this too, in case you're one of those people that like studies and proof. There are studies done about this as well. And this frequency, this authenticity that you're going to have is what those people are going to recognize, because they have already found that in themselves. And you attract what you are, right? You attract frequencies that level at the same playing field or the same timelines as you. You attract beings and even experiences that are the radiation of the vibration that you're giving out. And so you need to continue to work on yourself, remove the remove the vibration of digestibility. That's gone. You are being all of you from this moment forward. Every little speck of light that you are, it is time for you to shine and radiate like the lighthouse that you are. Because this world is ready to be lit up in all of what you can give, which almost always vibrates at the frequency of love from a baseline. But man, I can't, even feeling this energy, I cannot imagine the beauty that you're meant to bring into this world. You've probably always already been bringing it into this world, but you've been bringing it in little tiny specks. You're like, oh, here's a sparkle here, here's a sparkle here, here's a little bit here. And instead of being like, here I am and I am the sun, and I am gonna shine and light out and light the whole world, right? That's what you're meant to be doing. That is what you're meant to be doing. Wow, the angels are emphasizing that. This is what you're meant to be doing. And it's time to let go of any frequencies or vibrations that are not in alignment with your highest self at this time. It's time to be a lighthouse. It's time to be a lighthouse. I love you. This is probably one of the most joyful, the image that I keep getting is the sun card from tarot. That's my favorite card in tarot. So if you can only imagine, I'm in love right now. I am so in love with you. I have never felt this much joy in a reading, and I'm so blessed to even get to feel this energy, which is your radiation. It is such a gift. You are such a gift. It's time to step into all of you. If this message resonated with you, you're going to have to let me know. I want to know who you are, you little sparkle. You little sparkle. Yeah, let me know, and I will see you in the next message.